Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to get through some of the new updates for Counterside, because I've been coming back to Gacha in general, because it's been a while away, and I kind of miss Counterside. It's been a good game, but I wanted to go over a few things, right? It's at the tail end of the event, sadly, because again, I'm late to it, but remember, when you go on Counterside, to be able to pick up a lot of rewards. For example, the daily stuff, the 2nd anniversary festival. I don't think I'm getting this, by the way, but you get a free classified, free awakened character. Well, it's a random one, but it is free, and you can get any one of these. Swan, if you want some suggestions. Niall, no idea. Swan is really good. She's a great buffer. If you already have Kyrian, for example, she'd be very good. Christina's a bit meh. Eve's pretty good in general. Karen's okay. Rosario's still good because of her crit damage. Sigma's still good. Shia's still good. Mina's still good. Yuna is okay if you're willing to invest in an awakened reactor. Ministra's still good. And that's really it. Just wanted to give like a very brief overview. Oh, and Shepard and Lurcher I think is okay still, but Shepard was like really nerfed not long ago, so you know, if you manage to pull it, just beware that she's not as powerful as she used to be. But I think she's still okay. Anyway, just side tangent over with. You get a rare skin, free rare skin, very cool. You also get a free ship. Again, any of the currently released ships you can get without having to build them, or at least without having to put the resources into them. Very cool. There's also the unit growth thing, but that's not related. So there's some cool rewards there, and there's obviously loads of stuff in your mail as well. There's the new Awakened unit, which has a story related to her, has all these other stuff like the arcade and the event missions and things. It's not really my thing. Arcade is just generally something I avoid, but this, it's there in case you like PvP and all that. We get a 3rd copy of Suryun, but that's more related to the battle pass in itself. But the most important thing is you're free Yubida. You're free Yubida because they have released a skin. Or at least that's coincided with the release of the new whale skin. I would suggest picking this up immediately. Yumin is still a very good striker, especially for newer accounts. But to, again, just to briefly, yeah, there you go. That's the skin. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. If this wasn't a prestige skin, if this wasn't for Giga Whales, I would have bought it. I can guarantee you of that. Holy shit. But unfortunate, it's a bit too much money for me. I can't whale enough for that. And despite all the other rewards it'll give me, I'm not getting it just for the skin. Thank you very much. But still, really cool skin. Really cool skin. So, anyway, now that the very brief anniversary review has out the way, let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So, I want to go through the stuff about the Shadow Palace because that has been given more stuff. When you used to go to the Shadow Palace, you used to make gear. That gear was okay. It used to be a substitute for Mei's gear. But recently, they have added something very useful, and that is the reverse engineered parts right here. And what this does, it allows you, once you've gotten enough, to make Mei's molds. So no longer are you just confined to playing dimension trimming to be able to get these. And it takes a while to get these. Even if you're good at dimension trimming, it's a bit tedious to get enough cubes to be able to get them, right? To get the molds, to then get a gear. But these, you can just get these, once you have Shadow Palace enabled, go skip battle or do, I've got 5 out of the 7 right now. Skip battle or do all of that. Then go back into the shop, get the reverse engineered parts. Boom, boom, and boom, 180. And then you come into here, and there you go. Mei's weapon, armor, universal, and accessory molds. They all require 200 bar the universal, which is half price. I believe the weapon, armor, and accessory used to cost 180, and this was 100. Like the universal was 100, but everything else was 180. And I don't know if they've increased the amount, but you know, doesn't really matter. Basically, they are like the raid gears. You have your specific gear type, and then you have your universal, which gives you absolutely everything. Tier 5 to 7, right? But it's very useful. I would suggest grinding out the Shadow Palaces, because it's a very good way of getting maze gears. Maze gear being an attack gear, by the way. I should have mentioned that before, but maze gear is just a general purpose attack gear. You put it on anybody and everybody unless you have a specific character that calls for specific gear, like Hilda, who you either uses Inmagorgor or Humagorgor. Inhibitor Maze, Gordias, or Hummingbird Maze, Gordias, is mainly defensive gears, but there's nothing for the armor, so that's why they put a maze in there. But yeah, very good way to getting these. I'll just spend a couple of them on the universal and see what I get, because then I get 2 for 1. Oh boy, and then I get a counter. Hell yeah. So that's it, right? You can basically put these gears on anybody and you'll have a good time. I would suggest getting these over the spectral gear, which would have been the previous gear molds that you would have gotten before. Like, you've got the ultra precise T6 for 120, and then you've got the T6 spectral universals, one at 15 a piece, one at 30, and one at 16. These are always on sale, by the way. This isn't because of the anniversary. These are always half off. So you get the cheapest one first and then go to the more expensive. But now, just get the reverse engineer part and then get the binaries. That's why you do Shadow Palace. So it's made this mode so much more useful. So I'd really suggest grinding this out as much as possible. It doesn't really take a lot. Even for the first level, it does not take a lot to do it. But I think what I'll do is I will show you a good early game-ish build to do the first Shadow Palace, so that you can, in fact, get these rewards. So this is the first palace, and then as you can see, like, these are just copies of units that already exist for you, right? So in lore, this is supposed to be like these doppelganger. This is supposed to be doppelgangers, and I won't go too far into it, but they're mirror images of the characters that exist in your roster, right? And they're supposed to be a lot more powerful. So first off, we have this room where it's Striker Band. Not good for me because I use U-meter a lot, but let's not use any awakens. Let's just make this as friendly as possible. So the ship I'm going to choose is going to be something that people will get. I think I'll choose Glepnia for this, because that is, I think, either a ship that gets given to you, or at least when you go through the tutorial you'll make it, or you'll make it by yourself anyway because it's cheap. But it's generally an okay ship. I should level this as well. Yeah, I forgot to do this. Actually, doesn't matter. Don't fucking care. I'm gonna sort out the team first and then choose the operator. So we need a couple of frontliners. Because strikers are banned, a lot of my DPS is gonna go down. But I think that's not a problem. That's not a problem. We will only include normal. Yeah, normal employees. So I think I'll go Lee Yumi. And she's good. She's okay, mainly because of her alternative reactor that gives her a shield. But I'll also get Karen, maybe, but she's a bit expensive. I'll probably go healer. Then I'll do soldiers. Then I'll do Yang Harim. Again, another support. Who else? Oh, now is probably a good one. She's not built, but she's okay. She's okay. We'll also have another one, which is Overflow. He's going to be the offhand defender there. So we probably want something like this, where we have a defender, healer, ranger, then another defender coming in. And then, yeah, get the other units in. I think this time we'll put Karen in so that we can have a powerful backline assault unit. Who else? Shit, I really haven't leveled many people. It keeps surprising me every single time. I think I will use one rearm. And that is going to be... Nope. Xiaolin. That's it. And reason being is that Xiaolin is the quote-unquote free rearm. So, again, you'll be getting her very early on, and she's very good. Supporter and a ranger. Okay, Kim Hana. Kim Hana is definitely a reasonable choice. So we'll swap these two about there. Then, obviously, when Liumi goes... administrator and the area goes, then the operator will be triggered. That is what I'm going to go with for now. And we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Again, we'll alter this. It's been a while since I've done these rooms before, though. I usually just cheesed it with Awakened units, but now I'm not going to do that anymore. So... obviously, this character counterattacks and stuns units. Unless the units that you brought already have an immunity to special and lower skills, which some of them do. I can't remember which ones, but quite a few of them do. And so I'm just building our backline right now. Here comes the supporter. I think now does damage amplification, either for herself or for surrounding units. So I think it's special damage as well, special attack. So she does a good job, actually. Now, a lot of these units are actually stunned as well, which is an issue, but they don't get stunned for long, thankfully. And then the ultimate gets unleashed, which is okay. And then all the ultimates get launched all at once. Nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, Yang's gonna die. Yeah, all because of that counterattack. I think you might be able to cheese air this, but I don't think so. Not immediately, anyway. Oh, God, that range is huge. So, obviously, Overflow is immune to stuns for special and lower skills. So, this is why he's able to just plow through the enemy at will. And I think Lumi reduces the defense of enemies when she uses her ultimate. But I could be wrong there. It's been a while. Oh my god. It's so far, man. It really is. But yeah, easy as pie. Easy as pie. Okay, for the second one, we're going to change up the tactics a little bit. I'm still going to use the same ship, but this is going to be a bit more dangerous now because featured enemies. We have Lumi, and what she does is she goes straight for the ship. Because she's a siege unit, she ignores every single unit apart from tower units, because towers are considered the direct opposite of siege units. She goes straight for the ship and she damages it unless there's a tower in the way, in which case she will attack that first. So what we need to do is we need to at least have the tower on the first or second slot so that then that can be deployed directly on the ship. And thankfully, because it's on auto, it'll be deployed at the ship. So I don't need to worry about having to do this manually, right? So... normal rearmed. We still have... oh, yes, Estarossa. Okay. Again, Estarossa may be a unit that you may pick. But I think, yeah, we'll try and keep this, like, similar... what's... oh, Defenders are banned. Oh, right, yeah. Reading is very useful. But yeah, okay, so Defenders are banned. I can't use Lumi then. So we're going to change it up. We need a tower unit, which is going to be Choi. And that's the main reason why I'm picking Choi over anybody else, is because she has an ability where you'll gain deployment resources every third basic attack. So because she's not a counter, and she only has a special skill, but it's not necessary to give her skill haste. So you'd naturally give her attack speed, and then you'd get deployment resources every single time, and that'll therefore make it easy to get your units out faster. And then immunity to hit stun from ultimate or lower skills instead. On level 5 on the special skill, additional skill haste plus 20%. So then this gets, casted a lot faster. And then sends a drone to the closest ally in front, and it increases that attack on that specific ally. And it's the closest one, right? So backliners will have their attack buffed, which is very cool. Very nice utility there. But for now, I think, what will we do? What will we do? Okay, Ifrit can be a good one. Evelyn is a good healer, but we need a damage. Now we need a damage. We need a frontliner. What healer? Would Hilda be good enough? That's crazy. Anyway, would Hilda be good enough? I don't know, actually. I could try her. Kyle, Nanahara is going to be a good healer as well. I think, yeah, I'm going to get some damage in by putting in Ifrit, and then I will put a Teresk for the defense shred. So now that we've got a striker in, what can we do? Healer. Oh, yeah, Rangers. So, I don't know how many of these have a tower. Sniper. No, we only want like the SSR ones. They're the only good ones. We could just run Kim Hanna again. I think that's a very safe bet because we've got 2 healers. Yeah, so I think you, Ranger. Oh, no, that means that she's deployed too late. So we've got... Right, Ranger, then Healer. Yeah, then Hilda. Right, Ranger, yeah, okay, we've got 1, so we need the second one. We need the second front line to go up, then we needed the second Healer, and then we got the Sweepers. Okay, cool. I think we've got it now. So again, Glepnir, but completely different lineup with the same operator. Let's see how this goes. I think my on the damage side of things is going to be a bit weak, but I might be okay. Might be okay. So obviously the drone is chasing Esterosa now. So her attack is going to be buffed. Not like she really needs it, but yeah. The trouble is that these siege units will distract the front line. Which is okay. Esteros is very beefy. Oh, yeah, that's the trouble about it being for level 30. Yeah, that's the trouble about it being level 30. Okay, let me just... let me just level up my ship real quick. Alright, now I have a level 110 Glepnir. So that's going to make a massive difference to the overall durability of the ship. So again, that's the monster truck that gets spawned on the map is from Lumi. So it's actually 2 units instead of 1, pardon me. But that's fine. They should be able to shred through that easily enough. I mean, they're already having an easier time than last time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're dead now. See how much of a difference that made? Barely touched. Barely touched. And now we've won. That's it. GG's! Alright, so for this one, the Rangers are banned. So one of the backliners, or at least backliner employee types, they are no longer going to be in this room. So I need to find a way to compensate. We can have Leumi, that's okay. We could have Esterosa as well. By the way, I should have mentioned this, but these are the gears. So they're not great at all because they haven't got like the full set option, so they won't be getting the full potential. But it's Humogorgor, which is a very common defensive armament for defenders, and usually it's defenders because they have less offensive capability. They're one of the 2 frontline units, and the defenses are the more, you know, like the more armored, more health types, you know, as probably evidenced by the name. So they're not great because I haven't got skill haste on all of them, but that's fine. Or was it health? I can't remember, but you get the point. So I could probably fit in Esterosa again. I don't need Lee. Casey Binns is very good, but you know, that requires a bit of investment. And I think they really recently nerfed her, which is a fucking shame because she was a good rearm. Again, I think what are we even facing? Okay, soldiers and him, which he's a defender as well, so he'll be tanky. There are units that do extra anti-defender damage. Let me see if I can find them. Okay, so yeah. And here's the thing. Rearm Orca, immune to stun. Actually, I think it's the Orca herself is immune to stun at level 5 with the passive. So you could put her as your front line in the first room, right? Yeah, so it was a bit silly. It's Ifrit. They do extra anti-defender damage because this was meant to be a counter to Hilda. And they also do anti-striker as well. So basically, anti-front line. That's what this is good for in general. So I'll swap these two about. 2 strikers. Now we need a healer. Which again, we can pick Evelyn. That's quite fine. Sweepers again. I would have picked admin rifles, but they're a ranger type, so I can't use them. But anti-soldier. Anti-soldier. Alright, so I've made the selection now. This is fine. Again, you have some damage. You don't have a lot, but you have some damage. The damage beat coming from Ifrit, Sweepers, and Xiaolin. Those are the 3 damage dealers. And I've interspersed them throughout. So that it gets ramped up with an equal amount of support from the other units, right? The shippers again, going to be Glepnia. And the operators again, going to be... No, it can't be Kim Hanger because there's no rangers. So we need to change this again. But we have strikers. So what would be a good striker? Mark? Ranger. Nah, that's a bit shit. Ooh, Vivian. Vivian's good. Sigma, I think, would be better. Defender, striker. No, can't because it's a ranger. 0.6 deployment cost. Roll advantage damage increase to all deployed allies for 10 seconds. That's pretty good. Yeah, that works. That works indeed. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Usually, if you want to leave it on auto, you want the operator skill to be activated immediately. But the good thing is that my units will outlast his. The Hound will take most of the damage initially, but then I'll keep him here, and that's the point. My Shaolin will also stun him and keep him there and just continue to do damage. They will not be getting past. Look at that. Hound Gaming! Oh, look at the damage. Oh, yeah. Absolutely demolished. Absolutely demolished, ladies and gentlemen. Right, room number 4. This is where it starts getting difficult because now the previous bosses from the previous rooms will be combined together in the last 2 rooms. And we will have, I think, Lumi and the person we just killed, Agami, right? And this is where it also employs a deployment cost nerf as well, so you really need to be careful here. As we're not using any Awakens, it should mean that it's going to be easier to create a lineup like this, so we can just create a combination of the rooms 2 and 3. So again, Glepnia, again, Kim Hannah, yes sir, and then because we only have soldiers, obviously Lumi, remember, when she comes out with a vehicle, and they're both going to head to the ship because they're both vehicles, right? They're both siege units. So we need Esterosa for this. Why is this filter not engaged? Esterosa. Then we put out Choi. There you are. Then we do Ifrit. Then we do Evelyn. Now, the reason I choose Evelyn more often than, for example, Arius is because she's a flying type unit. It's normally can be good to mix up the locomotion of the units so that you have some ground and some air, because then if you encounter a unit that shoots both, it has to always choose the air, and then that could be a nice distraction for your ground targets to get some damage in. That's it, right? But now we've got the top sorted, I think. So we've got, we would need ranger though, so I think I'll move you down here, and then we'll do Teresk again. Yeah, that's good. And then Ifrit. And then we'll get damage in. Loads and loads of damage. Shaolin as well. And then we'll just finish off by using soldiers. Who have we used before? Lee Yumi? Yeah. What the fuck? There he is. There she is. Oh my god. Right, we can put another 3 costs in here as well. So I think we'll have to reorder this a little bit. So we've got the front line, and then we've got the anti-siege unit, and then we've got the ranger and the supporter to activate the operator power. Then we do Ifrit, then we do Yang, and then Zhao, and then Hilda, because Esteros is still gonna hold the line by herself, so we don't need Hilda out immediately. That's quite fine. We have a lot of backline units, and that will be dealing with Lumi and her vehicle very well. So I think that's fine. That should be good. That should be good. Look at that. He's being chewed up. Absolutely chewed up. And then the Ifrit comes in. The damage comes in. Absolutely shredded, mate. Absolutely shredded. No way they could have survived. Yep. I don't think Illumi even came out. Either that or she got killed too quickly. I don't even know what happened, but there you go. That's how easy it is. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the final one. Mech is banned. Shit. We have all the bosses in one room, and Jushun is going to be the biggest pain in the ass. So, again, Gletnia, again, Kim Hanna. But instead of putting down Esterosa, I'm putting down a unit that I mentioned before, which is Orca. Why? If you can remember from earlier, it's because her passive at level 5 allows you to be immune to stun. So, that's already really good. Now, what we need to do is we've got the striker there, and we're also going to have we need to have Choi. We need to have Choi in there so that she can defend against the Lumi, but she'll also offer deployment resources and attack buff, so that's fine. But Ranger supporter, we can easily do. I think Tarask and oh no, we can't do Tarask because no mech. What's a good defense? Oh, I know what's a good defense, Shred. The one and only. The actual bog standard Yoon. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am, actually. But yeah, I've just put down whatever kind of gear on her. Don't do this, by the way. Just do skill haste. This is the reason why you should grind out maze gears, is so that you can just put it on basically any character. I just put whatever I could on her at the time. But yeah, special skill, additional enemy defense, minus 20% for 20 seconds when it's at level 5. And she also decreases attack speed by 20% for 10 seconds. So it's just, you know, she's decent. Put that in there as the ranger, and then again as the supporter, we put Evelyn. And then we'll do Sweeper, and then we'll do Hilda. And then as for more damage, oh yeah, we got admin rifleman, so that's fine. Right, we'll test it with this. I think this is a bit wonky, but it could be fine. Boo, yes! Too easy. And then there comes an extra attack buff. And there's no one else. Like, we're killing them too quickly. The others cannot spawn fast enough to stop me. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. I forgot that, you know, they had to spawn at a specific time in the match. And they didn't spawn immediately. So that just makes it so much easier. And then you have it. 4 out of the 5, less than a minute. Insane. Apart from the first one, that took 2 minutes. So that's because I had a monkey brain, I guess. But there you go. That is to get you started on doing Shadow Palace. And once you've done this, you can then skip battle and then continue clearing it. You won't get a lot. Obviously, the later palaces will give you more per try. But then you can start to exchange the Shadow Palace Shadow Fragments for reverse engineer parts. And that allows you to craft maze gear. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. And hopefully I'll see you the next time. Cheers.